Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be working on a tag and we are starting out here in Cricut Design Space. So I'll tell you a little more about everything we'll be using once we get over to the craft table. But I will start by telling you that this tag that we're using right here, the front and back, is a tag from Kitten Scraps and it is retired. So any tag you want to use will work. I just like this one because it already had this fun stitched green border on it. Now we will also be using this image from the paper shelter. We're going to talk about how we're going to add this outline and how we're going to add this outline and actually put it on. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to add this piece to give a little more festive pattern inside the tag. So let's get started. All right, so what we need is we need this tag shape right here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy that tag shape. So all you need to do once you import it is you're just simply going to hit Command C on your keyboard, then Command V as in Victor, and you get a second one. That's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. You can also copy it by selecting it, and then on your mouse, right tap, and here it says duplicate. You can do it that way also. You can delete by right tapping on your mouse and hit delete. So what I did here is I decided that I was going to go ahead and make a little tag that would fit inside this tag shape. So all I had to do was make a copy. All right, so whoops, didn't mean to do that. All right, so I'm choosing this tag. I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take that and I'm going to turn it into a basic cut. I'm going to go ahead and just lay it over this. I'm just going to resize it to where it's going to fit over this. All right, so I'm just going to pull it down, kind of put it right in there, put it right up here. And now I've got a pretty good shape there. Now, as you can see, if I were going to do this over again, I'm going to show you what I would do differently. I would take this and I would take the contour out like that. And that way I could just punch my own hole and then it would fit the bottom of my other page, okay, of this tag right here. Everything would match then. Okay, so just telling you what I would have done differently. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back over and show you how we get this. Now this is from the paper shelter, this background. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to come in and I'm going to say I'd like to print and cut. So I'm using my mouse. I am left clicking print and cut. I am left clicking on this square and I'm going to say I'd like a pattern. All right, so I'm going to find that original artwork here. Okay, here it is right here. I just simply tap it, left click with my mouse, and there it is. Now I can edit this pattern so that I can put as much of it on there as I like. So I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller. So let's make it a little smaller. Let's scooch it down. Let's see, actually let's make it bigger. I want to do it exactly like I did this one. We're going to move it to the right by clicking, let's see, the up arrow over here on horizontal. Sometimes I have to play with it to remember which arrow is which. Okay, there we go. All right. We're going to get in there. Going to make this a little smaller. We're going to scooch it down vertically. The down arrow obviously makes it go down. That's an easy one, right? We're going to make it go right, which we decided was horizontal up button, until we sort of see that little green Christmas tree come in. So we can make this maybe a smidge smaller even, so we can use this down arrow here if we like. And we're going to go vertically down. And again, we're going to scooch over a little bit so we get a little bit of that tree, and there we are. Now we just hit the X, and there it is. It's all ready. Now remember, I left the hole off of this one, so we can just punch the hole however we like. All right, now this is going to be the back of our tag, and it's ready to roll. We just need to print that. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to simply lay it on top of this piece. All right, that's all we're going to do. Just lay it on top. All right. Now this little guy, I decided I'm going to move him to the front. I'm doing this by right-clicking, bring to front. And I didn't feel like he was going to show up. I wanted to put a little shadow behind him. But before I put a shadow behind him, I didn't want him to just sit like this on top of the shadow. I wanted to go ahead and put a little piece behind him that would cut, so that I'd get those little marks in there and all the little bits would cut nicely, and I wouldn't have teeny tiny little things cut that would be hard on my Cricut. So what I did is I selected this, and I came up here and I hit offset. I want to make sure it curves, and I just want a small offset here. I don't want it to be very big. And if I want it even smaller than it's giving it to me, I can go to my keyboard and press my left arrow, and you can see that it's making it even smaller. All right, so let's go right there, okay? And let's say apply. Now, I don't want that black. I think I would like that, this color right here. So what I did is I hit orange, advanced, and just scooched it until I got it the color I wanted it. So see, I can change that. I am left clicking my mouse and just dragging it along, and I can get whatever color I like then. See how it changes color? Okay. All right. So then what I did is I took this piece and I offset that. All right. Now I want that one just a tiny bit bigger. I'm going to go to my keyboard and just go to the right twice. I'm going to hit apply. And I wanted that one just kind of this color, as close as I could get. So again, I just chose a color like this pink, laid this over here, and then I hit advanced, and I could play with it until I got it as close as I could to the color that's there. All right, so I'm going to go with that for today. All right, so there we are. And go ahead and put it back here. Again, left click, align, center, group, bring it in. All right, and there we go, we've got it. So I want to go ahead and attach this shadow. I want it to print on the card. So I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say flatten. That's going to print and cut now as one piece. This will print and cut as one piece. This will print and cut as one piece once I flatten it, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to flatten, and now that will print and cut as one piece. All right, so let's get rid of all this extraneous. I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard. I selected it all by just selecting it with my mouse. I'm going to hit delete, and it's all gone now. All right, so let's just hide this because we don't need that. And now we're just going to go as if we're going to make it. All right, so I click Make It. This is going to be print and cut. This will be print and cut. And this will be print and cut on sheet number 2. All right, you're going to hit Continue. And then you'll say Send to Printer. You'll print. And so on and so forth. Okay, so that catches you up with where we are in Cricut. I'm going to go ahead and print this. I will Copic color it and then meet you at the craft table. Okay, so we have print, we have cut, and we have colored. So now here we are with our colored piece, our printed tags, and see the little shadow there is already printed on the tag. I have some green polka dot ribbon, some red satin ribbon, and I have these really thick foam pads. Now, this particular tag is for a challenge over at Twisted Thursday, which is pop-up. So what I wanted to do is I really wanted to make sure that this popped up off the card so that it would be a pop-up sort of tag. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my front piece of tag to the back piece of tag. And so you can see my holes don't really match up, and that's what I was talking about back in Cricut Design Space. We're going to cover that up with the ribbon, so for the most part. Went around the edges with a little bit of Close to My Heart ink just to cover up any white. And I'll go ahead and cut some ribbon here. And I found some red gingham ribbon too I'm going to add to our red, or our green and white and our red. So I'm going to go ahead and push that through. Now we're going to go ahead and add that foam tape to the back of our image. And this is really thick foam tape, but it's a little bit old. It's been in my stash a while, so it's lost a bit of its stickiness. So I'm going to go ahead and add it with some glue. Now, by adding this fabric tack over the sticky, it's going to also help it slide just a little bit if I don't get it exactly centered. So you can see this really pops off the card. This is pretty thick. It's almost too thick to use for a card going through the mail. It's nice for posters, and I thought it'd be really fun for tags and really give it a pop-up sort of feature. So where I'm going now with this is I'm thinking, well, wouldn't it be fun to add a jingle bell and a couple of little red berry beads? So I thought about coming in with twine, but my twine was just going to be way too thick to go through those berries. So I had to come up with another idea. So I thought, hey, what about jewelry making kind of twine, or I'm not even sure what it's really called, but I have it in my stash. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use it. I'll be honest, I don't do much jewelry making. I usually use this kind of thing for cards, or I use it on wreaths or other craft projects. So I really don't know what it's called. So anyway, I've strung up my pieces, and now I'm just going to tie it around these ribbons. It's just to add a little more fun and festive look to our tag. And now for the gems. And if you watch many of my videos, you know that when we come to the gems, we're coming to the end of the video. Hey, thanks for hanging with me through this video. It was a lot of fun. Hope you picked up a few Cricut tricks, or maybe an idea for some tags for your holiday gifts. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this cute little reindeer is from the Paper Shelter, and they are sponsoring our challenge over at Twisted Thursday. So come on over and play along with us. I'll leave all the information below, and you can leave me any questions or comments. Hey, good luck getting all these projects done. I know we're in holiday crunch time. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.